and 5. Again, go at your own pace. If you're still going, hey, welcome. If you're still going, that's perfectly fine. But next up, we're going to go ahead and do some step backs with the hip flexor stretch. So we're going to step back with one leg, whatever leg we step back with, we're going to go ahead and lean towards the opposite side. So right leg is back. I'm going to lean to the left. I'm going to come back to the center, step forward, and we're going to switch sides. So stepping back with the left leg, leaning to the right, and back to the center. Let's go ahead and get these for 5 on each side. Take your time. You don't have to overreach like I just did and lose your balance. Only go as far as you can to where you can maintain your balance. And you get that subtle stretch in the front of that hip, your hip flexor. Again, go at your own pace. I'm going to get these for 5 on each side. Also notice I'm not lunging super far down. Don't have to have a super low lunge. Just a subtle bend in the knees. This should be 4 for me. I'm going to get 1 more on each side. Again, if you're a little bit behind, that's perfectly fine. If you're ahead, wait for us. All right, next up, we're going to go ahead and do some waiter's bow. Again, a lot of the movements today does involve the hinge. Very important movement. Key points for the hinge is making sure we're shooting the hips back while still keeping the back straight. So we're going to go ahead and interlock our fingers, holding it over our belly button. And from here, I want you to focus on shooting your hips back while keeping the back straight. And we're going to get these for 10. So strong hinge as far as you can and standing right back up by squeezing the glutes. That'll be 1. Let's get these for 10. 2, nice and controlled. 3, again, my goal is to keep my back in the same position. 4, as I shoot my hips back. 5, I don't want it to round. 6, I also don't want it to excessively flex. 7, we're having this arched position. 8, 9, and 10. All right, next up, let's go ahead and do some jumping jacks, get some blood flow going. We're going to go ahead and open up and back to center for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. All right, let's go ahead and go on to the mat. And we're going to do world's greatest stretch. Again, completely subjective. You might not feel it's the world's greatest stretch, but that's what we call it. From here, we're going to do everything on one side. I'll demonstrate on the right side. So right foot is going to go up to the level of the right hand or as high as you can. Then from here, we're going to bring the right forearm down to the ground. If you can't touch the ground, that's perfectly fine. Only go as low as you can. And then from here, again, keeping everything on the same side, we're going to open up and reach with the right hand towards the ceiling. And let's get these for 5 on each side. Forearm back down, open up to the ceiling for 2. Nice and controlled. 3, again, you don't have to touch the ground with the forearm. If you can, great. If not, just go as low as you can. And 5, now we're going to switch sides. Now everything's going to be on the left side. So left foot up to the left hand, left forearm down, left hand reaching for the ceiling. Again, let's get these for 5 on each side. This is 2, 3, 4, and 5. All right, let's go ahead and lay down on the mat and let's warm up the core a little bit. We're going to warm up the core and glutes. Let's have both feet on the ground, just like this, knees bent. Arms are going to be to the side. Before we go into our glute bridge, I want you to brace the abs, brace the core, and we're going to squeeze the glutes to drive the hips up. And we're going to hold for a count of 3, come back down, and we're going to come right back up for another hold of 3. We're going to get these for just 5 reps. So when you're ready, brace the abs and glutes engaging to bring the hips up. 3, 2, 1. Controlled coming down and right back up. 3, 2, 1. That's 2. Right back up. 3, 2, 1. 3, 3, 2, 1. 4. Last one. 3, 2, 1, and 5. All right. Again, we are going to be doing 5 exercises. Each exercise is going to last for 35 seconds each, and we're going to be resting for 20 seconds in between. Exercise number 1, same exercise we did last week. It's going to be a deadlift to high row. So we're going to use 2 dumbbells, and from here, we're going to go down to a deadlift position. You don't have to go all the way down to the ground. I know normally deadlifts are all the way down, touching the ground, but for this one, we'll go about a foot or 2 off the ground, as far as you can. Again, while still keeping the back straight. And then from here, we're gonna stand tall and go into a high row. So we're gonna go ahead and do that in one motion, go down with the dumbbells, come up to the dumbbells to about shoulder level. That's as high as you need to go. I don't expect your dumbbells to be super high up towards your face, just to about shoulder level. So what it looks like is just like this, one smooth motion, deadlift down, high row as we're standing up, nice and controlled. Exercise number 2 is gonna be underhand dumbbell rows. So like the name suggests, palms are gonna be facing forward or holding this underhand grip. We're gonna hinge into position, again, focusing on shooting the hips back without bending the back. And from here, we're gonna do a row, making sure we're squeezing the back, driving the elbows behind us. Again, working for 35 seconds. Exercise number 3, I recommend starting off body weight first, and then you can add dumbbells for the following rounds. But we're gonna do split squats. So we're gonna be in this split stance position. We're gonna do both sides in 35 seconds, so I'll let you know when to switch. So keep track of your reps. But from this split stance position, nice and balanced in my front leg and my back leg. From here, I'm just gonna bend both knees to go straight down and come right back up. You don't have to touch the ground with your knees, only go as far down as you're comfortable with. But we're gonna do, again, one side for half the time, count out your reps, and then we'll switch sides for the other half. Exercise number 4 is gonna be a floor press. So I think of this like push-ups in reverse. So instead of facing the ground, I'm gonna be facing the ceiling with both of my dumbbells. Please hold on to your dumbbells, don't drop them. And from here, we're gonna lower and drive our elbows back until our triceps touch the ground. Once they touch the ground, we're right back up. So full speed will look like this, nice and controlled. Notice I'm not trying to go super fast. I'm just trying to keep my dumbbells in control, light touch at the bottom with the triceps. So you don't wanna have a sudden drop on your arms with the dumbbells. Last but not least, we're gonna do half kneeling rotations. Again, one of those exercises where we do both sides in 35 seconds. We're gonna be in a half kneeling position just like this. One knee is up. Whatever knee is up, we're gonna rotate to that side. I'm gonna hold a dumbbell. You don't need to hold a dumbbell. You can just do body weight or you can use a kettlebell. But basically holding the weight here, we're gonna rotate to the side that the leg is on, nice and controlled, and rotate back to the center. Core stays tight. Your goal is to not lean towards one direction. You're trying to stay nice and centered. Again, we're gonna do both sides in 35 seconds. But those are the 5 exercises. Any questions? No? All right. 10-second countdown and we'll get started. Again, go at your own pace. Start off slow, get a gauge of the tempo that you want to work with. And in round number 2 is where you can push it. But let's get ready to go. 3, 2, 1, and we're on. Deadlift to high row, nice and controlled. This is the fastest you'll move with this movement. It doesn't have to be super quick. Just one smooth motion. Nice and controlled. Abs stay engaged. Strong exhale up top. Almost there. Let's finish strong. 5 more seconds. And relax. 20 seconds of rest. Take a little breather. We're looking good. We're looking strong. Next up, we got our underhand dumbbell rows. Almost there. 3, 2, 1, and we're on. Nice and controlled. Abs stay engaged. Focus on keeping that core tight. Almost there. Again, focus on squeezing the back. Don't worry about how far back you drive the elbows. I more so care about where we're feeling the tension and keep that tension in the back. Almost there. 5 more seconds. 3, 2, 1, and relax. 20 seconds of rest. We're looking good. We're looking strong. Next up, we got our split squats. So again, I recommend starting off with dumbbells first. Body weight first, and then use dumbbells afterwards if you feel good. Well, let's get ready to go. We're gonna go in 3, 2, 1, and we're on. Again, I'll let you know when we get to that halfway point, holding that split stance position. If you do feel like this is pretty easy, don't switch on the next leg or don't use dumbbells on the next leg. We'll use dumbbells in the next round. and switch. Nice and controlled. Core stays tight. Focusing on our balance, keeping everything centered. This is definitely one of those exercises where you don't want to go 1 rep per second and relax because your legs will burn out. 20 seconds of rest, and then we're back on. Next up, we got our floor presses. So let's be ready to go. We got 10 more seconds. We're looking good. We're looking strong. 3, 2, 1, and we're on. 35 seconds. Arms are straight. Light touching the triceps on the ground, and pop right back up. Nice and controlled. Core stays tight. Almost there. We're 15 seconds in. Lots of time left. So pace yourself. Again, you don't have to work at 1 rep per second. You can afford to take a little pause and then go into your press. 5 more seconds. 3, 2, 1, and relax. Next up, we have our half kneeling rotations. After this 20 seconds of rest, again, whatever knee is up, we're going to rotate towards that side. Keep the abs engaged. Try to stay as centered as possible. Well, let's be ready to go. We're going to go in 3, 2, 1, and we're on. Nice controlled rotation. Again, keep track of your reps because we will do the same amount on each side. Core stays tight. Nice controlled rotation. And switch. Now rotating towards the opposite side that we started with. So whatever knee is up, we're going to rotate towards that side. Almost there. Even out the reps. 3, 2, and 1. And relax. 20 seconds of rest, and we're back into our deadlift to high rows. That was round number 1. 2 more rounds to go. So this is where you can make adjustments with weights. Go heavier, go lighter. This is where we would make the change. Well, let's be ready to go. We're going to go in 3, 2, 1, and we're on. Deadlift to high rows. Strong deadlift into that high row position. Again, your dumbbells should be going in one smooth motion. Stand tall, yep. Dumbbells all the way up to our shoulders or just below our shoulders. Core stays tight, abs are engaged. Strong exhale up top. Keep it controlled. Again, if you need to take a pause, definitely do so, especially with these deadlifts. 3, 2, and 1. We want to make sure we're keeping the back strong, staying nice and safe. Next up, we got our underhand rows. But we got 10 more seconds. Let's be ready to go. Let's get our dumbbells ready. We're looking good. We're going to go in 3, 2, 1, and we're on. Underhand rows. Try to keep your hands in line with your midfoot. Try not to let those dumbbells go too far forward as you extend the arms and as you row. It'll force you to use your lats a little bit more versus if you go too high up. Let's say if we row towards our shoulders, it's going to turn into more of a curling motion, which we do not want. But we're almost there. Again, pace yourself. 3, 2, and 1, and relax. 20 seconds of rest, and then we got our split squats. Again, if that last round felt pretty easy, feel free to hold dumbbells. We're just going to hold the dumbbells to the side. Nothing too crazy. But we're looking good. Let's be ready. We're going to go in 3, 2, 1, and we're on. 35 seconds. Again, keep track of your reps because we will keep it even on each side. I'll let you know when to switch. About 8 reps is a good range to shoot for. And switch. Take your time. Focus on your balance, staying centered. And relax. Good. 20 seconds of rest. Next up, we got our floor presses. Nice and strong. Let's go ahead and get set up on the ground and be ready to go, because that 20 seconds comes quick. 5 more seconds, be ready to go. 3, 2, 1, and we're on. Nice and controlled, light touch in the triceps, strong press up top. Nice and controlled with the dumbbells coming down. I don't want the arms to bounce off the ground. I want a light controlled touch at the bottom and a strong press coming up. You're in control of the dumbbells the entire time. Almost there. 5 more seconds. Let's finish. 3, 2, and 1. Solid job. Next up, we got our half kneeling rotations. Again, 20 seconds of rest, and we're back on. Finishing up round number 2. We're looking good. 10 more seconds. Again, pace yourself. Feel free to increase the weight if you need to. 3, 2, 1, and we're on. Half kneeling rotations. Again, rotate only as far as you can to where you can still maintain your balance. Keep track of your reps. Make sure you work back to the center. Don't stop short, and switch. Even out the reps. Even if it takes a little bit extra time, try your best to even out the reps. Focus on keeping that core tight. Staying nice and tall up top. And relax. One more round. Back into our deadlifts to high rows. Again, with the deadlift to high row, starting low here, standing tall up top. Imagine you're putting on really long pants up to shoulder level. That's what I imagine, and that helps. But we're gonna go in 3, 2, 1, and we're on. Standing tall, nice and controlled. Again, back stays strong the entire time. We're not using our back to stand up. We're more so using the lower half of our body. Our hips coming forward is what's helping us stand tall. So don't use that lower back to lift up the weights. Use the legs. This is a good pace right here. Don't go any faster than this. If you need to slow it down, that's perfectly fine. 3, 2, and 1. 20 seconds of rest. Bent over rows. Again, make sure you keep your hands over your midfoot here. Try not to let your arms go too far forward, because if you row here, kind of is more like a curl, versus if you pull it back a little bit more, use your lats. But let's be ready to go. 3, 2, 1, and we're on. 20 seconds. Oh, sorry, 35 seconds. If only it was 20 seconds, huh? Nice and strong. Core stays tight. And again, take your time with these. I like to take a little pause at the bottom. Really focus on getting that stretch in my back. Also cuts out momentum. Forces you to make the back work a little bit harder to pull the weights. But we're almost there. 3, 2, and 1, and relax. Next up, we got our split squats. Again, make the adjustment. If last round felt too hard, go lighter. If it felt too easy, go heavier. This is our last round, so let's finish strong. 5 more seconds. Be ready to go. 3, 2, 1, and we're on. Split squats. Keep track of the reps. Again, about 8 on each side is a good rep range. Doesn't mean you have to get 8. I'd rather you have 3 solid reps than 8 okay reps. Make each rep count. And switch. Try to stay balanced. Try to stay centered. Everything is tight. Take your time. I know legs start to burn on this one. Finish out your reps and relax. If you need more time, take the extra time. But we're looking good. Floor presses are next. Let's finish this round strong. 10 more seconds. Be ready to go. 3, 2, 1, and we're on. Nice and controlled. Again, light touch with the triceps on the ground, strong press coming up. Again, you're in control of your dumbbells the entire time. You tell them where to go. You control how fast they come down. And it's your job to maintain that control throughout the entire set. But we're looking good. We're looking strong. 10 more seconds. Finish. 3, 2, and 1. And relax. Not today, Siri. 20 seconds of rest. Last exercise, half kneeling rotations. Be ready to go because we got 10 seconds. Almost there. Get into position because we're going to go in 3, 2, 1, and we're on. Again, rotate as far as you can. Get that stretch. Control yourself. Coming back to the center position. Always in control. And switch. Let's finish this round strong. We're almost there. Abs stay engaged. Almost there. Again, even out the reps. 3, 2, and 1, and relax. Solid job, everyone. Take a little breather, grab some water, get some air. Take about a minute and a half before we go back on. If something's feeling tight, use this time to stretch out, cool down. But solid job, everyone. Take a little breather. What's that? For I started teaching a Tuesday afternoon class. I just started yesterday, actually. So it used to be noon on Tuesdays, but now it's 5 p.m. But there's a possibility that we'll get more classes next month, and then I'll be adding in more opportunities there. Just keep a lookout for updates. A solid job, everyone. Give it about 20, 30 more seconds. But there are a bunch of virtual classes as well. So if you look online, just like this class, I'm streaming via Zoom. We have a lot of classes to offer. And then if you want to, feel free to take them here. Like you can use the equipment here, take the class in here. If you don't have equipment at home, that's also a great way to get that instruction. But solid job, everyone, on round number 1, or block number 1, I should say. Block number 2, same deal, 5 more exercises. Exercise number 1 is going to be a curtsy lunge with a curl. So you're going to use relatively light weight, but basically we're going to step to the side. So I'm going to demonstrate with my left leg. My left leg is, I'll give you like a 45 view. Left leg is stepping behind and to the right, and I'm going to lunge. As I come up, sorry, I did that wrong. As I lunge, I'm going to curl just like this. And as I stand up, I'll extend my arms and then switching sides. Nice and controlled. This is about as fast as I want you to go. I don't want you to go super fast side to side. When you're doing things laterally, it's really important to control your momentum. When you're stepping to the side, you don't want to move so quickly that your body has to work overtime to prevent yourself from falling. So the best thing to do is just be in control as you move laterally. Makes it a lot easier to stay stable. Again, keep the weights light for this one. Exercise number 2 and 3, you're just going to need 1 dumbbell. Exercise number 2 is going to be a single arm shoulder press. You can either have your hand on your core or hand to the side, kind of act as like a counterbalance. And from here, we're just going to be pressing with 1 arm. And same deal, we'll switch halfway through. I'll let you guys know when to switch. That's exercise number 2. Exercise number 3, same deal, 1 arm at a time. We're going to do a single arm tricep extension. Dumbbell starts behind our head, nice and centered. From here, we're going to extend the arm only as high up as you can to where you keep the dumbbell nice and centered. I don't want your dumbbell to go off-centered here. Keep it in line with your spine. And then we'll switch sides halfway through. Exercise number 4. These are going to be called T-raises. This is our mobility exercise for today. We're going to be face down on the ground or on the mat. I should probably reach, I need more space. But basically, you're going to be in the shape of a T, just like this, palms on the ground. And all we're going to do is raise both arms towards the ceiling while still maintaining that T pose. We're going to hold for 2 seconds. You can count out the 2 seconds in your head. Then you'll come right back down and repeat the process. So kind of like that, like the tees, the snow angels, but there's no snow angel. And we're just facing the ground. So you're just starting off in this T position, squeezing the shoulder blades back to have the hands off the ground and come back to the ground. Just a 2-second pause. Last but not least, heel touches. You're gonna be on your back, kind of like in a glute bridge position. We're gonna crunch up just slightly to where your shoulder blades are off the ground. And all you're gonna do is reach for your heels with your hands, nice and controlled, bending laterally. Goal is to maintain that crunch the entire time. Again, keep it controlled. You don't have to go super fast. But those are the 5 exercises. Any questions? No? All right. 10-second countdown. And we're on. Starting off with the curtsy lunge with the curl. Again, we're going to curl as we lunge. Take your time with these. 3, 2, 1. And we're on. Laterally curtsy lunging as we curl. Good. Take your time. Again, you're in control the entire time. Don't let the body or the weights take over. You control your momentum. You control how fast you go. Maintain that control the entire time. That's half the battle when it comes to working out. Almost there. 3, 2, and 1. And relax. Next up, we got our single arm shoulder press. Again, free hand can be either to the side to act as a counterbalance or on your core to make sure you're bracing the abs. But we're almost there. Looking good. 3, 2, 1, and we're on. Single arm shoulder press. Nice and controlled. Again, keep track of your reps. Goal is to try to stay as centered as possible. Again, pace yourself. And switch. About 10 reps on each side. Should be a good range. I should have mentioned this earlier, but next round, start off on your weaker side or your less dominant side, just to make sure that side can get all the reps in. We'll make that adjustment the next round. And relax. Again, another single arm movement, tricep extensions. Keep that dumbbell in line with the spine. Don't extend the arms to where it goes over to the right or left. Well, let's be ready to go because we're going to go in 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Nice and controlled. Again, only extending that arm as far as you can without letting that dumbbell drift to the side. You do not have to go very heavy for this one. Core stays tight. Almost there. And switch. Nice and controlled. 10 more seconds, lots of time. Make sure you're keeping track of your reps. 3, 2, and 1, and relax. If you are having shoulder issues with this one, some people with shoulder mobility issues might have a hard time reaching back. You can just go ahead and do tricep kickbacks as an alternative if you are having a hard time holding the dumbbell behind your head. Well, let's be ready to go. We're going to go into our T raises. 3, 2, 1, and we're on. Again, T shape, lifting the hands off the ground as high up towards the ceiling as you can, then right back down. Just hold for 2 seconds. Nice and controlled. Squeeze those shoulder blades back. Controlled coming down. 15 more seconds. Squeeze, hold, controlled coming down. If you want to make it a little bit more challenging, next round you can hold light weights, really light weights, or you can just hold the top position for longer. 3, 2, 1, and relax. Again, with all of the mobility exercises, don't save it for just this class. Do these throughout the day, throughout the week, just to help open up those shoulders. But solid job, everyone. Last but not least, we got our heel touches. So we will be on our back. 3, 2, 1, and we're on. Hold that crunch. Tap the heels with the hands. Keep the arms long. Just bending laterally to the side, all while engaging the abs. Nice and controlled. Don't rush it. We're looking good. We're looking strong. Let's keep it that way. 15 more seconds. Abs stay engaged the entire time. Try to focus on one spot on the ceiling, because if you don't, you will get dizzy. And relax. Take a little breather, 20 more seconds, and then we're back onto our curtsy lunge with the curl. Nice and controlled. Again, this is where you make the adjustments with the weights, heavier, lighter, whatever you need to do. But let's be ready, because we're going to go in 3, 2, 1, and we're on. Curtsy lunge with the curl, standing tall, switching sides. Again, don't rush these. It does take a lot of balance and control, so don't worry about the weights you use. Again, you don't even have to use weights. You can just use the weight of your arms to do the movement, especially if you only have heavy dumbbells. Drop the weights, just use body weight. You can still get solid work in. Almost there. 3, 2, and 1. Take a little breather. Single arm shoulder presses next. Again, start off with the weaker side. If you're right-handed, start off with your left hand. And let that determine how many reps you do on your stronger side. But let's be ready to go, because we're going to go in 3, 2, 1, and we're on. Nice and controlled. Focus on staying centered. We don't want to lean towards one side or the other as we're doing our press. I want to try to stay nice and centered. And switch. Again, keep the reps even. Nice and controlled. Try to keep the pace the same on each side as well. Just because this is your stronger side doesn't mean you can just go super quickly. Try to maintain the same pace. And relax. Solid job. Next up, we got our single arm tricep extensions. Again, if you have a hard time reaching behind your head, just go ahead and do tricep kickbacks right here. Okay? Again, try to start on your weaker side. We're going to go in 3, 2, 1, and we're on. Nice and controlled. Again, hand can either be on your core to make sure that's engaged, or to the side, whichever you prefer. Almost there. And switch. Nice and controlled. Again, this one you don't have to go super heavy. Keep it light. Focus on that stretch at the bottom. Reach as far down towards the ground as you can. And then again, coming up, only go as far as you can to where you can keep that dumbbell centered. And relax. Solid job. Take a little breather. Next up, we got our T-raise. Again, if you want to add weights, keep it really light. If you want to hold it longer, go ahead and do so. But squeeze those shoulders back. Hold for 2 seconds, light and controlled coming down. 3, 2, 1, and we're on. Squeeze the shoulders back as far as you can, 2 seconds. Controlled coming back down, and come right back up. Take your time with these. Pace yourself, don't rush it. Again, this one's not meant to be like a really tough exercise in terms of I want you to burn out your shoulders. It's more so working on the mobility, how far you can move your shoulders back via your muscles. You don't have to use super heavy weight or weight at all. 3, 2, 1, and relax. Also a good way to catch your breath and be ready for the next round. But one more exercise for round number 2. It's going to be our heel touches. Nice and controlled. Again, side bending, keeping the abs engaged the entire time. We're going to go in 3, 2, 1, and we're on. Strong crunch. And reaching for the heels. Again, you don't have to go super fast. Keep it controlled. If you want it to be a little bit more challenging, just open up the arms a little bit more. The bigger the angle, the harder it is, the harder you have to reach. If you need to make it easier, bring the hands closer together or arms closer to your body, then you won't have to reach as far. Almost there. 3, 2, and 1. And relax. 20 seconds of rest. Curtsy lunges to start off round number 3. Almost there, guys. We're looking good. We're looking strong. We're going to finish strong. 10 more seconds. Solid job. Let's be ready to go. Again, adjust the weights. Just because you did a heavier weight for round 1 and 2 doesn't mean you have to do it for round 3. 3, 2, 1, and we're on. Nice and controlled. Take your time. And again, just because you start off with weights doesn't mean you have to finish off with weights. If halfway through this exercise, the only dumbbells you have are getting tiring to use, drop those dumbbells and finish strong with just body weight. Almost there. Keep it controlled. 10 more seconds. Abs engaged. Squeeze those biceps. 3, 2, and 1. Solid job. Take a little breather. Just one dumbbell. Again, start off on the weaker side. Left side if you're right-handed. Right side if you're left-handed. If you're ambidextrous, it doesn't matter. Start with whatever side you want. 5 more seconds. 3, 2, 1, and we're on. Core stays tight. Again, the pace that you do with the weaker side, try to maintain that pace on the stronger side. And switch. Core stays tight, nice and controlled. Again, try to maintain the same pace. Almost there. 5 more seconds. 3, 2, and 1. And relax. 20 seconds of rest. Tricep extensions are next. Again, you don't have to go very heavy. Keep it light. Get the full stretch in the triceps. Don't stop short because the higher up you keep the dumbbell, the less range of motion you have. So I really want you to try to get that stretch at the bottom. Get that dumbbell as close to the ground as you can. And we're on. Core stays tight. Sorry, I talked too much. Used up some of that time. So we'll take a little extra couple seconds. Nice and controlled. We got 22 more seconds, so we're going to switch soon. And switch. Core stays tight. Abs engaged. Nice and controlled. 10 more seconds. Let's finish strong. Get that stretch in the tricep. 3, 2, and 1. And relax. Yep, again, this one, don't have to go very heavy. Triceps. It's a tough movement to do. But take a little breather. We got our T poses next. T shape. Focus on squeezing those shoulder blades back. Almost there. Let's get ready because we're going to go in 3, 2, 1, and we're on. Squeeze the shoulders back. Controlled coming down. Squeeze the shoulders back. Controlled coming down as far as you can. Just make sure you maintain that T shape. Don't turn it into a shape of a Y or an A. Keep it at a T. Squeeze the shoulders back. And again, use this time to regather yourself. Catch your breath again. Shouldn't be too strenuous. 5 more seconds. And relax. Last but not least, we got our heel touches. We're looking good. We're looking strong. Almost there. 10 more seconds. Be ready to go. Again, engage those abs. Shoulder blades off the ground. 3, 2, 1, and we're on. Nice and controlled with the heel touches. Again, you can make this as challenging or as easy as you want to. The important part is that we're pushing ourselves. Keep it controlled. Keep the abs engaged. Almost there. 10 more seconds. Let's finish. 3, 2, and 1, and relax. Solid job. That was round or block number 2. Grab some water, get some air. But solid job, everyone. Almost there, almost there. One more block. Grab some water, small sips of water. Don't drink too much. Don't want to be moving around with a lot of water in us. Just kind of use this time to regather ourselves, catch our breath. We just got one more block. Not too bad. Give it about 30, 45 more seconds, and I'll go over the exercises in block number 3. Solid job. Whew. We had 5 people last night. It's not bad. I actually didn't even make an announcement yet, but I'll make an announcement this week to let people know about the Tuesday afternoon class. Oh, perfect, perfect. And then even our yoga classes, Tuesdays and Thursdays, we've been filling up the entire time, every day so far, Tuesdays and Thursdays for the past couple weeks. So that's also a very popular one. All right. Next up, block number 3, last round of exercises. Exercise number 1, you do not need to use weight, but of course, if you want to make it more challenging, you can. These are called constant tension squats. Now, usually when we squat, we start from a tall position here. There's not much tension on my legs. And we squat all the way down here, and we come right back up. What we're going to do is we're going to keep tension the entire time. So what that means is we're not going to stand all the way up. We're going to stop short, because if I'm here, there's still tension on my quads, on my glutes. So I'm going to stop here on the way up. So basically what it's going to look like is a squat just like this. So there's no break up top. Try to minimize the pause at the bottom as well. So we're just constantly moving with our squat and keeping the tension on the quads, glutes, hammies, all that good stuff. Exercise number 2, you're going to go really light with this one. Alternating front raise. Standing nice and tall, chest is up, shoulders back, core is tight. From here, we're just going to raise one arm at a time, keeping the shoulder back and down. Arm does not need to go higher than parallel to the ground. Anything more than that, it's a little too excessive. So keep it just below there. And again, keep the weight relatively light. Exercise number 3, going to be side planks. Same deal. We're going to do both sides in 35 seconds. So about 15 seconds for each side. I'll give that 5-second time to transition. But we're just holding here. Hand can be up here on your hip to the side, whichever you prefer. If you can't do the full side plank, bend your knees, and you're going to do the plank from the knees here. But the same rules apply. Shoulders in line with your hips, in line with your knees. I don't want your hips too high up here or too low down here. Everything stays in a straight line. Exercise number 4 is going to be single leg glute bridges. We should be familiar with this one. One leg down, one leg up. Hands can be to the side or straight up here on your core, whatever works for you. But either way, using that single glute to drive that hip up. Again, only going as far as that single glute will take you. Don't feel like you have to go super high up. But again, I'll let you know when to switch sides. Last but not least, these are going to be called suitcase marches. You can use dumbbells or kettlebells, moderate weight. You're going to hold it on one side like you're holding a suitcase or a briefcase. And from here, core is tight, hand is to the side to act as a counterbalance. And we're just going to be marching here, nice and controlled. If it's pretty easy and it's not too challenging, probably means you have to use a heavier dumbbell. So use the heaviest dumbbell you got. Goal is to try to stay centered. And again, we're going to switch sides halfway through. I don't want you to lean towards the side of the dumbbell or kettlebell. Also don't want you to lean too far to the opposite side, okay? But those are the 5 exercises. Any questions? No? All right. 10-second countdown. We're going to go into the constant tension squats. Again, you don't have to use weight. If you want to use weight, just go for it. But we're going to go in 3, 2, 1, and we're on. Constantly moving with the squat. Again, we're not standing all the way up. Try not to spend too much time at the bottom. But we're looking good all around. Perfect form. Keep it here. Push through the burn. Fight it. Minimize that range of motion. Keep the tension. Don't stop at the top. Don't stop at the bottom. I'm regretting my choice to hold this dumbbell, but we're going to finish strong. Pushing through. 3, 2, and 1. Solid job. Yeah, that one you do not need weight, that's for sure. Alternating front raises are next. Again, keep the weight light, nice and controlled. 10 more seconds. We're looking good. Almost there. 5 more seconds. Last block. 3, 2, 1, and we're on. Nice and controlled. Core stays tight. Trying to stay tall. We don't want to lean back. We want to keep our abs engaged and stand nice and tall the entire time. Again, just about parallel to the ground. That's as high as you need to go. Keep those shoulders back and down. Minimize the rounding. Core and glutes are tight to create that stability. Almost there. 3, 2, and 1. Solid job. Next up, we got our side planks. Again, for about 15 seconds, and then I'll let you know when to switch. But again, whether it's from the knees or from the feet, make sure the body stays in a straight line. But let's be ready to go, get into position, because we're gonna go in 3, 2, 1, and we're on. Core stays tight. And again, you do not have to hold this position. You can go to the knees. If you are on the knees, again, just make sure everything's in line. And switch. We got 5 seconds to switch. 3, 2, 1, and we're on. Core stays tight, abs engaged. Again, make sure your hips don't go too high up. Keep the hips in line with the rest of the body. 3, 2, 1, and relax. Stay on the ground because we've got our single leg glute bridges next. Again, one leg will be up, one leg will be down. Arms can be either to the side, on our core, straight up, whichever you prefer. But again, keep track of your reps because we will keep it even on each side. 3, 2, 1, and we're on. Squeeze that single glute, controlled coming back down. Again, keep track of those reps. You don't have to get a lot of them in, but go at whatever pace works for you, as long as you're feeling it in the glute. And switch. Take your time. Try to stay nice and centered, nice and stable up top. Almost there. Again, keep those reps even. And relax. Take a little breather. Next up, we got our suitcase marches. So let's stand tall. Again, moderately heavy weight, staying centered, marching in position. Let's be ready to go. I'm gonna steal a kettlebell from back here. But we're gonna go in 3, 2, 1, and we're on. Again, we're gonna switch sides halfway through. Goal is to try to stay as centered as possible. You don't wanna lean towards one side or have your weight shift too much. You're trying to stay as centered as possible, as if you weren't holding weight on one side. And switch, abs engaged. Again, if this feels pretty easy, try going a little bit heavier to where you can feel your abs working to keep yourself upright. Oh, almost there. 3, 2, and 1, and relax. Yeah, that one, just go slow. You don't have to march super fast. The faster you march, the harder it is to maintain your balance, and not in a good way. 10 more seconds. Take a little breather. Constant tension squats are next. Again, body weight or light dumbbell. 3, 2, 1, and we're on. Nice and controlled. And again, just because we're not stopping doesn't mean you have to go super fast. You can go at a slower pace. It's just more so keeping tension on the legs the entire time. So not going all the way up and minimizing the pause at the bottom. Make the legs work the entire time. Almost there. Lock it in. Finish strong. 3, 2, and 1. Solid job. Yep, that burns. Next up, alternating front raise. Almost there, almost there. We're looking good, everyone. Let's finish strong. 10 more seconds, alternating front raise. Again, don't worry about how high you raise your dumbbells. 3, 2, 1, and we're on. Nice and controlled. Again, you control the pace. If you are getting tired, just slow down the pace. Take your time between reps. Take that extra breath. Take that pause. You control the tempo. 15 more seconds. Almost there. Let your shoulders tell you how high they can raise the dumbbells. Don't force any extra range of motion. 3, 2, and 1. Next up, we got our side planks. Again, working for 15 seconds, 5 seconds to switch. But we got 10 more seconds. We're looking good. Be ready to go, because we're gonna go in 3, 2, 1, and we're on. Again, keep those hips in line with the shoulders and the feet. Don't let those hips go too high or too low. Almost there. And switch. 5 seconds to switch. 3, 2, 1, and we're on. Core stays tight. Abs engaged. Almost there. 3, 2, 1, and we're on. Solid job. Next up, we got our single leg glute bridges. So we'll stay on the ground. 10 more seconds. Be ready to go. Again, keep it controlled. Go at whatever pace works for you, as long as you can maintain it and you feel it in the glutes. And we're on. Strong squeeze in the glutes. Nice and controlled. Take your time. Keep track of your reps. And switch. Even out the reps. Almost there. Let's finish. 5 more seconds. Use whatever time you need. And relax. All right, last but not least, suitcase marches. Again, try to stay centered. Make sure you deadlift that weight up before you bring it to one side. But 10 more seconds. Fight to stay centered. Don't lean to the right. Don't lean to the left. But we're going to go in 3, 2, 1, and we're on. Core stays tight. Drive that knee up and hold it for like a second, and then switch sides. Staying tall up top. Try to minimize that weight shift. And switch. Nice and centered. Again, you want to minimize the swaying by bracing the abs. Stay tall. Let's finish. 3, 2, and 1. Deadlift it down to bring it to the center, and then deadlift it down. 15 more seconds. Last round for block number 3. Almost there, guys. We're looking good. 10 more seconds. Back into everyone's favorite constant tension squats to finish up block number 3. Let's get it. 3, 2, 1, and we're on. Constant tension squats. Again, you control the range of motion. You control how fast you go. Just go at a pace that you think you can maintain for 22 more seconds. Almost there. Finish strong. This is where we dig deep. Push through the burn. We're almost there. Keep it strong. Keep it moving. 3, 2, and 1. And relax. Whew. Next up, alternating front raise. 15 more seconds. Solid job. It's burning. It's burning. 10 more seconds. We're almost there. Let's be ready to go. 3, 2, 1, and we're on. Nice and controlled. Again, take that pause between reps if you need to. Don't need to rush it. Focusing on our form, staying nice and centered, nice and stable. And focus on the muscles you're working on. Focusing on the shoulders, feeling the contraction as you lift the dumbbells up. Be aware of how you're moving, even when we're tired. 3, 2, and 1, and relax. Side planks are next. Again, 15 seconds on each side. Let's be ready to go. 10 more seconds, last round. 5 more seconds. 3, 2, 1, and we're on. Core stays tight, abs engaged. Holding. 3, 2, 1, and switch. Be ready to go in 3, 2, 1, and we're on. Forgot to mention time is 12:59, so if you do have to head out, go ahead and do so. I don't want you to be late. 3, 2, 1, and relax, but we got exactly 1 minute and 50 seconds of this workout left. Almost there, almost there. Next up, we got our single leg glute bridges. Be ready to go. We got 10 more seconds. Let's finish strong. We're gonna go in 3, 2, 1, and we're on. Squeeze the glutes, nice and controlled. Almost there. Just 2 more exercises, and that's it. Finish strong, and switch. Even out the reps. Core stays tight, abs engaged. Almost there. Push through. 3, 2, and 1. Last but not least, our suitcase marches. Again, deadlift the weight centered and then transfer it to one side. I don't want you to pick it up sideways. Make sure we're protecting ourselves, keeping safe. The last round right here, let's finish strong. We're gonna go in 3, 2, 1, and we're on. Nice and centered. Drive that knee up, brace that core. Abs stay engaged. Almost there. Last one. And switch. Keep that core tight. Try to stay centered as best we can. Finish strong. Last one right here. 3, 2, and 1, and relax. Solid job, everyone. That is the workout for today. If you have any questions, feel free to hang around. But again, thank you for attending the class. I know it's not an easy one. No problem. Good job today. I know it's not an easy class, but you guys continue to show up. So thank you guys. I will see you all next week. Have a great weekend.
See you, John. Thank you. Have a good day.
Thank you. See you. Have a good one. Solid job, everyone. Whew. Good job, guys. Way to push it. Yeah. I got worried at first. I just saw Ellen on the signing. I was like, oh, there's only going to be one person. And then, surprise, more people. I love it. I love it. A lot more energy when there's more people. Solid job, everyone. Thank you guys for coming. Again, if you guys didn't hear, we do have an updated schedule. That's definitely one you'd want to sign up for. Tuesday afternoon at 5 p.m. I teach a total body conditioning class. Similar to this, not as cardio intensive, more so focused on strength building. And then of course I teach this class, simulcast on Wednesday. And then next month, we'll be adding in probably another afternoon class, or Thursday afternoon. Okay, nice. Yeah, so virtual classes are also a great option. I mean, especially if you're not used to going. 5 o'clock is here, yeah. 5 o'clock is in person, okay. Non-virtual. But yeah, virtual classes, great option as well if you don't want to come to campus. So yeah, make use of it. Free resources. But again, thank you guys for attending the class today. Good job, everyone.
Thank you.
No problem. Have a great weekend.
Thank you.
Yeah, of course.
Thanks.
Yeah.
Hopefully see you next week.
Yeah, definitely. How are you liking the yoga classes?